Hey fellow photographers, it's Alessandro Carpentiero and I want to welcome you to the Photography News Show, where every Monday I bring you the best and latest news in the photography industry. Coming up today for episode number 34, the first of 2022, we have two new super bright prime lenses, a Leica camera made of Lego, and much more. So, let's begin! Lens news. Back in September, Chinese manufacturer Venus Optics had announced the Laowa Argus 35mm F0.95, the world's fastest full-frame lens, which I've covered in episode 18 of the show. Just a few months have passed, and well, there's a new lens in the Argus lineup, the 45mm F0.95. It has a full metal construction, and like all Venus Optics lenses, it's fully manual. So it comes with a focus ring, a focus distance scale, and an aperture ring. Talking of which, it can be declicked, which is something that will make filmmakers happy. It also has internal focusing, low focus breathing, and a 300-degree focus thread. All features, again, for videography. Still, this looks like a great choice for photography as well. 45mm is, in fact, a very interesting focal length, as it's pretty similar to the human eye's perspective, and it's a way in between the most famous 35mm and 50mm, making it suitable for several applications. But of course, given the fast aperture, the Argus 45mm is optimal for portraits, both environmental and close-ups, where you will get a dreamy look together with creamy bokeh. And thanks to the crazy fast aperture, you will be able to shoot easily in very dark conditions. Looking at the sample photos, which you can by the way download from the link in the description, both in JPEG and RAW, the Argus 45mm f0.95 is sharp at the widest aperture already, while distortions and aberrations seems to be controlled very well, thanks to the use of one aspherical lens, one ED glass, and 3 UHR glass. It's available for Sony E, Canon RF, and Nikon Z, and coming at $799, this could be an interesting lens to start 2022 with a new creative perspective, and you can grab it from the link in the description. Oh, and before I continue, please consider subscribing to get this weekly show and always stay on top of the industry. I mean, it won't cost you anything and it really helps support my work. So thank you, and let's get back to the news. The other lens that was announced this week is the TT Artisan 90mm f1.25. That's actually not a new lens, as it was announced back in May for Leica M, but the lens now comes in 6 different mounts: Sony E, Canon RF, L mount, Nikon Z, Fuji GFX, and Hasselblad X1D. I actually own the Leica version of this lens, so I will give you all the details in my upcoming review. But in the meantime, I can tell you it's a very particular and interesting lens. TT Artisan goes for a slow approach to photography, kinda old school. In fact, focusing manually with this lens is not a piece of cake, as the depth of field you get at f1.25 at 90mm is ridiculously shallow. But at the same time, if you nail focus, you'll get a beautiful, dreamy, kinda 70s look. You probably don't want to get this look on all your shots, but when needed, it's surely interesting. On top of that, you also work on your biceps when you shoot with this, as it weighs 1 kilogram. It has 4 sets of achromatic doublets that greatly reduce chromatic aberration, and the lens cap can be converted into a lens hood, which is a nice design touch. The downside is that it doesn't have a chip to transmit EXIF data, but coming at just $499, this can be an interesting lens to have in your creative toolkit, and you can grab it from the link in the description. Camera news. 2021 was the definitive year for mirrorless cameras, with Nikon and Canon finally joining the flagship mirrorless party with the Z9 and the EOS R3. So how about DSLRs? This week, Canon has confirmed that the 1DX Mark III was its last flagship DSLR, and that doesn't come as a surprise, seeing that the future is mirrorless. I've been shooting mirrorless since 2014, and I've always been a big believer in this technology. How about you? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, today I also have for you a concept for a 1950 Leica 3F Lego camera created by a hobbyist Lego designer. The project is very precise and complex, as it's made of 586 different pieces, and it includes a lens, finder, caps, as well as a box and a display stand. It surely looks way better than the LEGO Leica M camera sold back in 2018, and hopefully this project will get reviewed by LEGO itself. If you want to help with that, you can vote for the project from the link down below. Pictures of the week. In this segment, I feature the most interesting pictures I've seen on the web. This week, I have for you an amazing discovery announced by researchers at the European Southern Observatory, who have spotted at least 70 rogue planets in our galaxy. This has been possible by analyzing data collected over 20 years from telescopes all around the world. These planets have masses similar to those of the planets in our solar system, but the difference is that they're not orbiting around the star, but they're just roaming freely. Besides the super cool zoom of the video, this is a very important step towards understanding the origins and features of these planets, and ESO's upcoming telescope, the ELT, short for Extremely Large Telescope, congrats on the name, will be finalized in 2027 and will be crucial to gather more information on these newly found rogue planets. That's it for today. I really hope you've enjoyed the first episode of 2022 of the Photography News Show. Which news did you like the most? Just let me know in the comments. If you've liked this video, please give it a big thumb up, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and share this video with your photography friends. So, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next one!